Well, my name is Dasha Ogden, and first and last name?
Vi Miller.
Yes, and we are here with Baked by Vi. And we're just going to kind of ask her some questions and find out about her business. She's located in New Paris, Indiana, and she is a sponsor in our community magazine as well. So I know the most general question would probably be, tell me about yourself. But if you want to say a little bit about yourself and then get into kind of like how this got started and how you opened this up.
That's a whole story.
Yeah, I'm ready for it. Yeah.
So, well, I am 62 years old, and I don't mind saying that.
Okay, I love that. I love that.
I believe that it doesn't matter how old you are, you can still pursue your dreams.
Mm-hmm.
So, keep going?
Yeah. Okay. So where you were at 60?
Yeah.
16. Yeah.
I'm 16.
16. Yeah. I wish I was.
1-6.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to go through that stage again.
Yeah,
though.
me either.
Okay. Before this all started, I was managing a soup kitchen, and loved it. But it kind of became detrimental to my health, just because of all the stress. So I had to leave that job, which was very sad. So then I said, well, God, what is it that you want me to do? Because I felt so fulfilled.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to go back to a regular job.
Yeah.
And I got used to being in charge, hiring and firing, and that kind of thing. So I was like, I don't know that I can go work for somebody anymore. So there was one day I was out in the backyard and I was crying and saying, God, what do I do next? And very clearly he said, do what you can with what you have.
I've got chills.
Yeah. And so I bake. It's very easy. I grew up baking.
Okay, so yeah, you grew up baking.
I grew up
just doing it on
Yeah. 8 years old, I was baking, and because my mom was sick a lot of the time. So I was the eldest of 6 kids.
Okay.
So I had to kind of take on some of their responsibilities as a very young age. So I was baking bread, I was doing all kinds of things, but it was with all of the traditional bleached white flours and all that kind of stuff. So so I can bake. So I thought, okay, well, I can bake at home, and because of the cottage law that we have in the state of Indiana, you can bake at home and sell it at the farmer's market or at a roadside stand.
Interesting. Yeah. I did not know what that. So that still stands obviously today, because I know a couple other of my friends, they do bake or they take them to farmers markets.
Now the requirement is that you have to have some sort of a food handling license.
Okay.
That you have to go through. But back then I didn't have to. That was just a couple years recent that became a law. So I started doing that in 2018, and but I was baking with organic and clean ingredients. I was doing separately from what I grew up doing.
Now, what made you switch? I think that's really important.
Okay.
Yeah. What made you switch from organic to regular? Not bashing on anybody who's using regular or who can eat it. Yeah. But this is a specialty. Yeah.
My husband and I in 2017 started having a lot of health issues because we're getting up there in age.
I love you so much. We're getting up there.
We're getting up there. And so we had to learn how to totally change our way of life in our eating. So I figured, if I can learn how to do baking that way, that would be incredible.
Yeah.
So I began to just kind of research, looked around on the internet, talked to my mom because she knows a lot about chemistry and how things work together really well. And by that point, my mom she was in her 40s when she started having a lot of food allergies.
Okay.
And I was leaving home at the time, so I wasn't around when she was, at home, but, bringing stuff over, we had to start learning how to make things that she could have.
Yes. Yeah.
So all of that to say, she started learning how to put things together to make really good baked goods.
Yes.
So with her inspiration, I started doing that with stuff that I sold at the farmer's market. And when people came up, they're like, oh, you don't use refined sugars. Oh, you don't use refined flours. but I'm gluten-free. Can you do something gluten-free for me? I said, I
And
think
wait,
I
when
can
did
figure
you
that
start?
out. July of 2018.
Okay, so 2018. So this was
Yeah.
before kind of like the rage or whatever you want to call it. Gluten-free dairy here became a
Yes.
thing to where people, even if they don't have an intolerance, they just know it's just good for them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's wow. God
Yeah.
really did. Yeah.
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 So it has just been a God thing. So that's how I started with, well, okay, I'm going to, mess around with gluten-free stuff. So I did, along with my mom. And
Sure, you had some failures.
yeah.
And
Oh man, there were so many tears because those ingredients are very expensive. Yeah. There were things that I made that were so hard they could become a hockey puck. You throw it across the wall, and you could make a hole in the wall. So yeah, there was a lot of tears, a lot of trial and error, a lot of things thrown in the waste can because, or put out in the garden for trying maybe the birds or the squirrels,
or used as a weapon,
or used as a weapon. Yeah, exactly. I have a food hockey puck, and I'm not afraid to use it, kind of thing. So, so it just kind of grew from there. And then people, when they saw that I was doing gluten-free, well, I'm having to be sugar-free. I'm a diabetic.
Okay.
Can you make something sugar-free? So I started doing, and then I had 2 customers that came to me, and they started, I want to say schooling, but I don't want to use it as a negative term. Mm-hmm. They were on the keto lifestyle. Yes, because they were trying to lose weight. Mm-hmm. And so I said, I've never heard of this thing.
Yeah, I think that started around that time then too.
Yeah, it was very early on. So I said, can you tell me about it? And then they said, you have to start, you have to figure out all the macros and all the things, because people are going to, and I'm like, so they basically taught me how to figure the macros with every recipe. And so I started making keto things. And that just exploded because they began posting on social media.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
That they were able to come and they were able to get a donut for the very first time that they haven't had one in years. Or, a piece of cheesecake or something.
That's like fresh, too. Yeah, it's not just like in a box or you have to order it offline and then coming in, warm it up in the oven or whatever you do.
Because my goal has been, just because you're on food restrictions or have allergies shouldn't mean that you have to sacrifice taste, because so many things that you find in the stores, and I'm not bashing things that are in the stores either.
No, yeah, those
because you do what you can. Yeah. And I know these things are a little more on the expensive side because the ingredients are expensive.
I think a couple fast food places, some of my family is gluten-free, and we've gotten gluten-free buns or something like that, and it's like a rock. I don't know. I'm not going to call out any fast food places, but it was. Yeah. So what made you, so you started doing that, you learned the science to it. It's not just showing up baking, like you really had to talk with people, learn from other people. And so you started off at your home. So how did this, and I will make sure I show a video at the very end of this whole entire place because it's so cute and there's so much that you have to offer in here. How did this come to part?
Okay. So my booth at the farmer's market began to increase. I took over, I had started off with 1 space, and then I took over 2.
Oh my gosh.
And then eventually by the time I left, I was using up 3 spaces.
Oh my goodness, you are the farmer's market.
Yeah. And I found this old antique bakery case online. Yeah. And for $75. And it was huge. It was like
that kind of like that one over there. Okay.
No, it was even larger than that. It was like 8 foot by 4 foot. So it took up one whole space at the farmer's market, but I could put so many things in there. And that was when, and then I started outgrowing even those spaces. And so I'm like, okay, in 2020, it exploded for me, like literally. And my husband at the end of the year doing taxes said, this is no longer a hobby. What are you going to do with it?
And that was like during like COVID or like the start of it.
Yeah.
So then people,
Yeah. So yeah, but it took me a couple of years because I didn't move in here until 2022.
Okay.
October of 22, because we just celebrated 3 years.
Yes, again, she just celebrated 3 years, so round of applause.
That's huge accomplishment.
Yeah.
So I began to look around and just talk to people. I'm like, I don't think I can do this. A friend of mine is a property manager, and she said, I've got a place here in New Paris. It's, a good price.
Yeah.
I think you could make it. So she said it was about another year and a half before the person that was in here eventually left.
Okay.
So that was basically how it came about. And I forgot to tell you this part of it. In 2020, my husband built me a kitchen out in the garage. So I became strictly gluten-free.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
He built you one in the garage. Yeah. Like you're saying, like your own like little she shed, but
I know, right? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So people were coming to get the food, or
no. I still had to go to because it wasn't a certified kitchen still.
Okay.
It was just because I was taking over the house basically.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I had a baking rack in the dining room. I had boxes of things piled up, tubs of stuff. And then I started moving over into his man. He's like, okay, I'm done. He said, we got to build you a kitchen.
He's like, we got to get you your own space. That's so sweet of him. Yeah. That's really awesome.
And then when he was off for COVID, he built that like in 2 weeks' time.
Oh my gosh.
And then in 2 years, I outgrew that. So that's when I was like,
oh my gosh, I'm so proud of you. You're like, I got to get something bigger. Got to get like a warehouse next. Yeah.
So that's how I got here.
Okay.
And I started out with just me. I didn't have the money for any employees. So I started baking just like I did at the farmer's market. But eventually I was like, I can't keep up. So my family began to help me out periodically. And then probably after about 2 months, I had 2 employees. So I did the baking and they did all the other stuff.
Okay.
And then, so now it's still very small staff. It's just 2 bakers, 2 part-time bakers, and myself.
So you have gluten-free, dairy-free. Like, what are some things that people that are looking to come here, maybe they have a certain intolerance or something like that, you can provide for them? Yeah. I know we've already been over gluten, but is there anything else?
There's vegan, because there's a lot of people that are egg intolerant.
Yes, I know you have like egg bites and
we have little quiches. We have crustless quiches. We make breakfast casseroles. I'm getting ready to. I'm hoping tomorrow morning I'm going to make some pancake dippers for Saturday morning.
Oh my gosh, okay.
And then
be here.
Yeah, are you? Yeah,
no, I will see.
So just make little individual like cupcake size, just small, where you can dip it into the syrup and you can make like savory ones, like putting sausage in it.
Okay.
Or then you can put chocolate chips or blueberries or things like that.
And so people can order these things too?
Yeah. Okay. There's a website that you can order. But yes, so there's a lot of keto things because I have a lot of diabetic customers, and then people are still doing the keto lifestyle.
Okay.
I have the vegan, I have dairy free.
Okay.
So those are kind of my main categories. After you say everything is gluten-free, then I go, okay, so we have keto, sugar-free, we have dairy-free, and then we have vegan.
Okay.
Those are the main categories.
And what is like one of your favorite things that, and I will definitely show at the end of the video some of your things over there. I'm looking at them right now. What was some of like your very first, like, is it the whoopie pies? Because I know somebody came in before we started doing this and she asked for whoopie pies. Or is it like the pieces of cake that you have that are maybe like, what's like your biggest seller here?
Biggest sellers overall are the whoopie pies.
Okay.
And then next will come the cheesecakes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. Yeah, we have the keto, and we mainly do them keto, so they're sugar-free and low carb.
Okay.
And people don't even, they come in and get it and they're not even on keto or they're not even gluten-free because they're so good.
Yeah.
But then we can make vegan cheesecakes as well.
Okay.
For people who are dairy and egg intolerant.
So what do you think the next, and I know some people ask, what's your 5-year plan? What is like your next, like in the next 2 years? Is it something, I know you were at the 4-H fair this year. I loved seeing you and you had an awesome spot there. But are you looking to expand? Are you looking to maybe just stay here and just do this till maybe the Lord's like, go big, go bigger. Now you got to go bigger. You started in your kitchen, then you went to the garage and you came here, and now it's like or maybe open up another store or anything like that in the future? Or
Well, there's a lot of things kind of on the docket.
Okay, great.
We are outgrowing this space,
Mhm.
definitely. And we have, right now, we have 7 wholesale accounts, and I am in the process of gaining maybe 2 more.
Yes. So tell us about, so then the people can see, where are your wholesale accounts? So if people can't come to New Paris, where are some other places they can get your products?
Okay. Well, if you go to the website,
Yes.
up at the
And I
top,
will
there
tag that.
is find our products or something like that.
Okay.
And they're all listed in there. But we have Down to Earth over in Granger.
Okay.
We have the Moringa Tree Market over in Elkhart.
I love that place.
I know.
Such good food.
We have the River Coffee House in Winona Lake. We have Maple City Market in Goshen. We have Fawn River on Morton in Shipshawana.
Okay.
That's a very new coffee shop, but
Okay, I don't think I've heard of that.
yeah, they have a spot in LaGrange that they've been there for like a year and a half, and they just opened up the Shipshawana one this year. I truly believe that we need to eat healthier.
Mm-hmm.
And if we can provide a safe place for people to get healthy, organic food,
Mm-hmm.
that's where my heart is. Recently, there are children that are recently being diagnosed, younger and younger children, diagnosed with celiac,
Mm-hmm.
which requires a completely gluten-free facility. So no cross-contamination.
Yes. Now, do you guys do bulk? Like, so if someone were to, I
Mhm.
think I've already asked you that, but just for other people, like if we were to say, hey, we're having a birthday party, can we have a cake made prior? Or hey, we have like 2 quiches made, or like a dozen or 30 million whoopie pies made, or just something like that, so people can even come pick up, even if they're not in the area or they can't come here daily, or just, so that is an option to either call you, or like, what's the best way to contact you?
Either call here at the bakery or contact us on our website. There's a form or the email that you can send a contact to, but calling is usually the best, because then we can ask the questions and talk about things. We love, that's how we survive, is people placing orders and our wholesale accounts. So, and we do delivery on a case-by-case basis.
So thank you for what you're doing. And thank you for, helping people who either try to do it at home and they're like, I don't know why my mom can't make the best gluten-free, or something like that, but to like providing a space for people to come, that it's safe. Especially for celiac and just other things like that. Like, it's so important to like have no cross contamination. Same with people that have a peanut allergy. Now, is that something too that you cater to? We
do. If it's
that just popped into my head.
We do have peanuts in the bakery. We do things with peanuts and peanut butter. So we always, whenever there's a peanut or a nut allergy, we always ask how severe it is. Because if it is very severe, if it's airborne, if it's, somebody just pops open, something, or like right now I have chocolate peanut butter bars.
They're in the same case.
In the case as everything else. We take special precautions, but at the same time, we don't want to be responsible for hurting anyone. So if there's even a hint that it could be dangerous, we just kind of apologize and say, I unless you want to risk it, I don't know that we do. So we do. That's the only time we turn away somebody is if those allergies are so severe.
At least you're being honest.
I mean,
Thank you for that.
That's
I've heard some stories of people thinking or saying, and it's just like, it's not worth it.
No, it's not worth it. And I'm all about being transparent and being honest with what we're doing. I mean, you've got to, because people's lives are at stake. And their health is at stake.
No, it really is true.
It is very true.
Some of my family has. I've seen them suffer from eating just a little bit of it, or So, and especially kids, that was something that my nephews loved coming here for was because they could come here and get like a treat. Or
Yeah.
my sister, she learned how to bake, or just taking them to the school. Maybe parents could do that. That's an option too. Like
Yes.
instead of like a
Yes.
birthday, like I think schools still
I
do
do.
that. Maybe.
Yeah, and I do know
I
that.
don't know if they still allow cupcakes. You know how?
Yes,
Okay.
they do.
Okay.
And I know some schools, because I've had moms come in, that they will keep things in the freezer for that student.
And that's a
So,
great idea.
Yeah. So
That's
she'll
really
come in and
smart.
get, a few things, put it in the freezer for the special occasions,
Yeah.
and then that the school can then pull it out for that student.
Really appreciate that. And you have such a good heart. And thank you for doing this video. And thank
Yeah.
you for being my friend for, I think it's been, because it's a year coming up and it's 3 years coming up.
Yeah, yeah.
So I will have in the edits, the location, the hours, everything, where you can find Baked by Vi, New Paris, Indiana. If you have anything else to say other than that, I think we'll just call it a day. And I'm going to go try one of the whoopie pies. So, all right. Thank you.